Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Sly Client, the Tech Dad. I'm back with another video for you today. And today we're going to be doing our wrap-up video of the GPD G1, the 2024 version. And as you can probably see from the title of this video, I'm not going to waste your time. Is it a buy? Is it a pass? Is it a wait? This is a buy right off the top. I'm going to let you know this right now that I personally think that this is a great addition to anybody in the handheld space that can actually make use of this video, specifically if you're using a GPD device. So with that being said, please feel free to like, subscribe. I've been getting some really good feedback in regards to these videos, and I'm kind of just starting from the ground level, but any type of motivation that you can give me by dropping a like, dropping a comment, I'll get back to you as soon as possible if you have any questions on some of my testing and the things that I've done. But I would greatly appreciate that. We've gotten that out of the way. This device is definitely a buy, and I think it's something that you're going to be able to make use of, and you're going to enjoy it. But if you don't mind, hang out with me for a couple minutes, and we'll kind of get into the reasons why I think that. And the first thing I think, and this is going to be coming from a very unique perspective, and I really take pride in being able to, share my own personal experience, because I feel if I share my own personal experience with you, and what my own personal situation is, you can kind of bounce that off of what your situation is, and if it's going to be right for you too, regardless if it's the same or regardless if your situation is completely different. So the best way, and I've really been sitting back and thinking about, why did I come to this conclusion? So apparently, just like me and maybe you all out there in the audience kind of listening in, there's like a lot of overload when it comes to a lot of these devices that come out. I feel like every other week there's a new handheld. There's the speculation of a new Xbox handheld coming out. You might be in a situation where you're trying to really look into maybe building a new PC. You're trying to figure out, okay, do I spend my money now? Do I wait? Do I wait for the new graphics, the new processors to come out, whether it be AMD and Intel? It took me a moment to really think about it, but then I'm going to hold this up right here. And I think that most of you folks really know what this is. I mean, it's the 4090. It's the most powerful graphics card really on the planet right now. And I had two goals for the year. I had two. One was to make sure that I got this G1, which we're talking about today. The second was to be able to put together a new PC using this 4090. So, but as you can know, we're pretty much into April now, just about. And I'm sitting on, I'm waiting. I'm like, I don't want to buy anything too prematurely. I know I have the graphics card here, but the one reason why I can definitely tell you that this device is a buy is because the first time in a very long time that I can say with confidence that I feel comfortable in my situation now. Being able to hold my GPD Win Mini in hand and have the power that the G1 is going to give me, it really satisfies like a medium ground for me. So I've been saying to myself, well, why am I going to rush to put together a PC when I'm completely happy exploring and having so much fun with this new device or devices? I mean, I know we're talking about the G1, but this whole new experience. And I'm going to show something else too in my background. I'm going to move to the side a little bit. In my opinion, the best use case for the G1 really, and I'm actually sad to say this because I was hoping through all my uses that it would be just the GPD Win Mini attached directly to the G1, and just running it that way, whether it be through Oculink, whether it be through USB 4.0. But the best experience really is in a dock state. And as you can see my setup here, I have behind me a 17-inch, basically a 17-inch Asus portable monitor that I use. And at the end of a workday, I sit back. I might pop in, an old like 4K physical media movie like RoboCop in 4K, 4K crispy. And by the way, if you didn't know, Long live physical media. I'm a big physical media collector. Or, I might be gaming on that little 17-inch display behind me, in hand, watching the new Aliens that just came out in 4K on my OLED screen behind me. So that's my use case. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, if I'm so satisfied with using my G1 combined with my Mini, you know what? It provides me with the time to be able to sit back and say, you know what? Let's see the next offerings that AMD provides when they come out with the new Z. What is it called? I think it's the one of their newer chips, pretty much. Or like maybe we wait till November to see what Intel comes out in terms of what their newer chips are for CPUs. But for now, I'm doing just fine with a 1080p experience, sitting back on my couch as you can see there, gaming, hanging out at night, and these two, with this GPD G1 has provided me with the opportunity to be just comfortable of where I am, which I am never comfortable. I'm always looking to buy something. You know, my wife will tell you that. I'm always looking to get the next new product, but this has really eased my mind. So that's the main reason why I can really recommend this to you. Also, too, um, it plays great handheld, but at the end of the day, like I said, the reason why I have to recommend it as more of a dock situation is because the device still gets really hot. Like I feel like in my hand, the Mini gets really hot because it's making use of the CPU and also the integrated GPU. And for some reason, they kind of run together still. Like it still utilizes the internal GPU of the device while it's using the G1. So that's something to think about. So it gets really hot. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Is it preventing me from still, gaming handheld while the Oculink port is connected and the USB port is connected? I'm still doing that. And it's a very comfortable thing to do. It's connected to that monitor behind us. I can explain it this way. My mom used to always tell me when I was a kid, I was like allergic to lobster, and we live in the northeast of United States, so lobster is really plentiful around here. And she said that anytime that I was eating lobster, she would always notice that I'm scratching my mouth. So was getting some type of allergic reaction, but the lobster was so good that I could not stop eating it. That's the same thing in regards to the heat. That's the best analogy I can give you. When it comes to the heat that comes from this when you have it connected, especially at 100 watts, this puppy gets really, really, really toasty. Is going to stop me from using it that way? Absolutely not. So I want to be clear. It's not a deterrent, but I try to use that analogy as something that's, yeah, it could be a little bit annoying, but the combination of the G1 and a device like the GPD Win Mini together, handheld, is still a viable option. So I want to make sure I mention that just in case anybody had any questions about it. I'm still going to defer to use my Xbox box controller docked up after work on that monitor, that little 17-inch monitor behind us, where I got my movies playing at night. So I just want to make sure I brought that up. Another thing that I wanted to bring up too is the fact that the games. It's the best way I can explain to you. When you have your device in your hand and it's connected to the G1, if you could think to yourself what would be the ideal like frame rate and power that you get out of a handheld device, being, maybe it's not even connected to anything. Maybe it's just, using, no power coming from the wall in your house. If you told yourself you could get between 60 and 140 frames per second always on any type of game that you run, like for example, just using the USB 4 port, I was getting like 60 frames per second in most of the games, like Cyberpunk, Control. I'm playing all that handheld. However, for me, just being connected to the G1, well above 60 frames per second. If I have the Oculink plugged in, I'm getting like 95 to 100 frames on high settings for games like Cyberpunk. have that power just connected to the G1. And you might say, oh, you know what? Like I have to be connected to two different. I have two cables to run to be able to get that. Yeah, that's true, but it's really not convenient. It's really convenient, very convenient as it really can be still. And the fact that you're getting that power, and I hope one day, we do see the type of technology that comes out that we could see those types of frame rates, even at 1080p high settings for some of the games that I mentioned on handheld device, just running on the battery. I think we're some years away from that, but the fact that you can have that now, you can literally have that now. Doom Eternal, 140 frames per second. That's what I was getting. You might have seen some other videos like that were physically demonstrating that. It's real. Like, I mean, it's just amazing feeling that type of power. So even though, I'm going to sum this video up because I'm going to cut it short here. Is the GPD G1 the perfect solution? No. However, I'm going to throw another thing out at you. Is it a really, really good stopgap for right now to be able to get the most power you possibly can out of your handheld device? Absolutely. And that's why this thing is a buy all day long. So once again, I'm going to wrap this video up, but if you appreciate and you like the content that I'm giving you so far, please like and subscribe, share a comment, and I look forward to seeing you the next time around. Thank you and have a good one.